Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. Now that Ubuntu has pretty much decided that Unity will no longer be something that it's working on actively, it makes me wonder, is that it for Linux phones? Are we not going to get a Linux phone? And I don't really count Android as a Linux phone, even though it is on top of the Linux kernel. It does run on its own thing. Now, I do have to say, Android really helped in pushing Linux to more of the mainstream. Even though a lot of people didn't know that it was running on top of Linux kernel or even know what the Linux kernel is, Google did a really good thing by bringing Android out to so many more devices and actually contributing to the Linux community. However, at the same time, it isn't what I would consider a Linux phone. That's why I was really so excited about Ubuntu's Unity initiative a few years ago, where it would be one Ubuntu-based operating system on both the desktop and the mobile. And then as you saw, the mobile version actually does look good, and Ubuntu phones were released. But unfortunately, if you do not have the financial backing and especially the support of the entire development community, the business community, all these various technology companies, and all the marketing goes behind it, it's really difficult to make it. Now there are other alternatives, that we can think of besides Android and Apple's iOS, such as WebOS or Jolla Selfish OS, which is made by some ex-Nokia employees, and even Samsung's Tizen OS as well. And also, BlackBerry even had their own proprietary operating system for a long time, but even they had to go to Android. And so my fear has always been that there's going to be this duopoly. You really can only do Android or Apple's iOS, and you don't really have any other choice besides that. If you actually wanted a phone that's fully functional, it's got a lot of support behind it and a lot of applications and services, okay? So you can obviously take a version of Ubuntu's Unity or any of these other operating systems that I talked about and put that on your phone on yourself and figure out how to make it work, And so you could always do that, but it's not going to give you the whole full experience, and obviously you're not going to get the entire ecosystem. So I'm really hoping that some other Ubuntu-based manufacturer, even if it's not Ubuntu, some other Linux provider will continue this Linux phone, because I really feel like we do need an alternative. Because as you can see, as Android becomes more mature, I really feel that it's also becoming more controlled. If you are an Android manufacturer, you'll know that you have to meet some minimum requirements to put the Google Play services and other Google services on there, okay? And so who knows how many more requirements, or in some cases restrictions, Google is going to put on their open source Android operating system in the future. And Apple, they're not going to open source that ever. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I'd be surprised if that happens. So you really only have one choice there. And then in terms of the Windows OS operating system, that really didn't work out well. And that's the case where you have an extremely well-backed company. Microsoft has billions of dollars. And if they can't break this duopoly, then it's really difficult for anybody else to step in and do it, although it is not impossible. So what are your thoughts on the whole Linux phone? Is that something that would appeal to you, or is that something you think that a lot like the Linux desktop OS is just like a pipe dream now, and we should just go back to our semi-Linux phones, our Android phones, okay? Leave your comments in the comments area below. I'd like to know some of your ideas, or maybe any other thoughts you had on any of these other alternative mobile operating systems that I just mentioned. So as always, if you did get a lot of value out of these videos, leave a like and subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you could do that at patreon.com/geekoutdoors. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.